California. So you're calling me at a time that is not conducive to having conversations. So as everybody is getting ready for the holidays, I know most of you who are cooking has already made your supermarket runs, right? But you go in the supermarket and not really sure like what's going on there, right? But what we found out is that why are people calling me? It's not 10 o'clock. There are some supermarket secrets that those folks don't want you to know. But guess what? I know them. And what sparked it was I was out shopping with my daughter and I found this book. You see it? Eat this, not that. And I'm like, wow, supermarket. It's the supermarket survival guide. So as I start reading it, I'm like, what? Anytime I could find out something new, it's something going on. And, it was just talking about some of the choices that you can make in the grocery store that are detrimental to your health. And you don't even know it, but it's not even your fault. It's not your fault. The tobacco companies, right? All those big cigarette companies, right? At one point, they had so many people smoking, they was making so much money because people were smoking. Well, guess what? Y'all got smart and got healthy and decided, I ain't smoking no more. So guess what? Their numbers went down. So you know what they did? They bought Kraft and Nabisco. They was like, the people got to eat. So what can we do? Because the people got to eat. So they started all this stuff, doing things to the food. So when you go into the store and you thinking that you buying one thing, you really getting a whole bunch else. And because of the genetically modifying of the food, right? Obesity is at an all-time high. Diabetes is at an all-time high. And you don't even know that you're eating the bad stuff. People want to blame that, people are overweight because of too much TV, too little exercise, or people eating too much. But really, it is the food, the food, the food. They said that $18.5 billion is spent on diet, food, and weight loss programs. And the stuff that they telling you is fat-free and low fat and no this and this, that. Guess what? Lies. Lies, lies, and lies. So let me tell you a few of the lies. And I'm saying to myself, could this really be true? Remember we talked about milk, right? And we said that milk is allowed to have a certain amount of blood and pus in it. And so you said milk got blood and pus. I'm never drinking milk again. Well, how about this? It's some other stuff that they allow in the food that I didn't even know. How about this? In canned pineapple, they allow 20% of moldy fruit. 20% moldy fruit. How about in canned tomatoes, they allow 5 fly eggs or 2 maggots per 500 grams. I don't want no fly eggs or no maggots in my tomatoes. So I'm never buying canned tomatoes again. How about we say, okay, we're not going to buy canned, we're going to buy frozen, right? Frozen broccoli, they allow 60 mites. That's little buggers in your frozen broccoli per 100 grams. In ground cinnamon, they allow 400 insect fragments and 11 rodent hairs. What the F? I don't want no rodent hairs or no bug fragments in my cinnamon. And then peanut butter. I love peanut butter. Peanut butter is one of my go-to foods. They allow 30 insect fragments or 1 rodent hair per 100 grams. In popcorn, they allow 1 rodent pellet in 1 sample or 2 rodent hairs per pound. You can't even wash this stuff, right? Potato chips, they allow 6% rotten potatoes. What? These food companies do not want you to know that they can legally allow maggots in your food. And all this healthy stuff, Kellogg's don't want you to know that cornflakes can raise your blood glucose faster than eating straight table sugar because of how much sugar they're adding to stuff. How about this? Heart healthy Quaker oat cereal has more sugar than the same serving size of Fruit Loops. Okay? Yes, Erlisha, what? Right? Then it says one example.
Can anybody hear her?
Yeah, they can hear me.
You don't hear.
Oh, who can't hear me?
Hold on.
They can hear me. My mic is moving. I see the thing going up. I know. I said it was. I know. I said it wasn't going to be that bad, right? Okay. So let's get back to these Quaker oats. The Quaker oats, maple and brown sugar instant oatmeal. The company has the American Heart Association checkmark on the box. However, the fine print next to the logo simply reads that the food meets the AHA's food criteria for saturated fat and cholesterol, so it could have a pound of sugar and still qualify. But guess what? Fruit Loops meets that same criteria, but it's not on the logo. You know why? Because the food industry doesn't want you to know that companies must pay to be an American Heart Association certified food. That's why that logo might not appear on some products, but is absent on some when both of them meet the guidelines. How in the world is oatmeal and Fruit Loops the same? They're not the same. But if you want to pay for it, you can pay for that to put on there. So they can add food additives so your kids can misbehave. They talk about the additives, yellow number 5, yellow number 6, and red number 40, sodium benzoate, which are all found in packaged food in the United States. But researchers don't really know the combination of chemicals or if there's a single one that's a primary culprit. But you can find these red number 40, yellow 5, and yellow 6 in Lucky Charms and sodium benzoate in diet sodas, pickles, and jelly, all this stuff that we give to our kids and why they misbehaving. So you got to really read these labels. Then, they talk about the calorie count. So there's a certain amount of calorie counts, right? So you look at the calorie counts, you say, oh, okay, that's cool. Well, guess what? Research, according to this book, shows that they are underestimating the calorie count. That means that things like Back to Nature granola, they have listed 200 calories per serving, but it's really 270. Bare Naked granola has 140 calories listed, but it's really 163. Cheerios without milk is 100 calories, but really 103. I mean, Doritos 150, but really 156. This one, Entenmann's Marble Cake 280, really 301. Really these discrepancies can add up if you are somebody who's watching your calories. Like, I don't want to mess my calories up, so I'm going to eat a certain way. So it's really, really terrible, some of this stuff in here. And so then I'm going to give you some tricks to help you to navigate the supermarket. So first and foremost, whenever you can grow your own food, Lynn has her tower garden. I have my tower garden. Get yourself a tower garden, grow your own food. That way you know exactly what's on it and what's in it. Or buy things more fresh, more whole food, things that are not packaged, not frozen, not in a can, especially not in a can. Oh my goodness, maggots and moldy fruit. Like no, 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 no. Hey, Warlicia's here. She is our on staff tower garden expert. So she already knows she's growing food inside and outside her house. As Lynn was, I only grew inside, and that was a lot of food. So when you first go into the supermarket, rule number 1, you want to work the edges of the supermarket. You don't want to go in between the aisles just yet. Because everything that's good for you, the healthiest food in the supermarket, is found along the walls. The dairy case, the produce, the meat, and the seafood, all are found in the outer lying parts of the supermarket. Yes, you can. It's lots of ways to grow your own food. You don't necessarily have to have a tower garden. You can grow it in your front yard, your backyard, in your house, in the greenhouse. However, it's a lot of different ways to skin a cat. Tower garden's just easy. No dirt and no whole bunch of stuff. Just water. Aeroponics is amazing. And so there's different things, so once you start going into the aisles, they're more dominated by boxes, bags, and cans. So we want to kind of stay away from that. That is really a vast nutritional dead zone. Most of the stuff that's in those aisles are not good for you, right? So you want to stay on the outside. All those things that are in the inside have highly processed corn and soy products, all this chemistry and chemical stuff that are in these manufactured ingredients are all in the center aisles of the supermarket. And so that means when you come in, and then they say you should work it backwards. So if you come in and you walk this way, usually the produce section is first. They say if you go this way, go to the left and work the outer all the way around, and then do the produce section last, because you want to spend the most time there. And then when you do peruse these aisles, you want to look high on the shelves or low on the shelves, because what's happening is some of these food companies pay upwards of $25,000 and more to be at eye level for you and eye level for your children, right? And so what's happening is, by them having that eye level, that's all the unhealthy stuff is eye level for you, and everything is eye level for your child is also unhealthy. So if you look a little bit higher or a little bit lower to the bottom, you will find some of the same foods, but with healthier content. So you want to look high and low when you go in, right? Anything that has a lot of packaging has a lot less nutrition, because they're trying to keep it, fresh. So just the closer you can get to the earth, the better. The process of shipping, cooking, refining, and packaging foods all help to strip it of its essential nutrients, leading to empty food calories. Empty food is not helpful at all. So we don't want any of that. And that, that is the main thing that we're trying to avoid. So avoid having veggie crisps. Simply just have some vegetables. Better to eat a carrot than a carrot flavored fake chip, right? With potato powder and soy oil. Got it? So if you want to eat a veggie crisp your own veggie. And learn the lingo. They got some real lingo. And the lingo is, if you have two packages, right, in your hand, one says whole grain and the other says multigrain, which one would you pick? Topping the list of the most annoying things that food marketers do is sneaky tricks like that. Most of us will pick multigrain, but really whole grain means the entire grain, the entire kernel of whatever the grain is, had to be used to make the product. And that's good, because the process of refining grains to make white bread actually strips out the vast majority of the nutrients, leaving behind only, again, empty calories. Multigrain just means there's more than one type of grain used, and it's entirely possible the two or more grains went into the product after they were refined and stripped of all their nutritional value, of course. So you want to be looking for things with fewer ingredients. That means it's more healthier when it has fewer ingredients. So when you read the labels, you'll find, some of them can be pretty confusing, but when you have to choose between two products and you can't decide, just pick the one with the shorter amount of ingredients. It's always the right choice. And then this other trick is watch the totem pole. And that just means reading the ingredient list. Think of a totem pole, right? And the thing that's at the top of the totem pole is the most predominant of the ingredients, and the farther down, those are a little bit less in the food, right? So while high fructose corn syrup may appear in just about everything, if it listed closer to the bottom, then it's less likely to be a lot of that ingredient in there, right? So, take your shopping cart and look for leaner, healthier, and more nutritious stuff. And so there's so many secrets that they don't want us to know. My goodness, but I'm going to give you how you're going to manage your way through this department store, the supermarket, because they really, want you to spend as much time and as much money in there. Now, the other, here's a few other tricks. The first thing, you want to make cash king, right? There's a study that was published by the Journal of Consumer Research, and it said that when you shop with cash money, you are less likely to spend as much. Credit and debit cards are more abstract forms of shopping, and so you don't really look at it as cash, so you just kind of swiping it. And that happens when you're shopping for anything. So use your cash that way. Well, some of these stores is talking about credit and debit cards. That's a whole nother story. But use your cash whenever possible. That's going to allow you to save money. Now, when you are going to the store, right? You know what they say about being hungry when you go in the store? So when you go to the store with an empty belly, that will lead to so many food cravings. You're going to want everything you see. Those pictures look so good. You're like, oh, yeah, this. Oh, yeah, that. Oh, yeah, that's so good. They expect that. That's why they make these nice pictures. And then you get home and you try to make it the way it look on the picture. It don't look like the picture at all. It looks sad and wilty and unhappy on when you make it. Know this, as a former model, food gets more makeup than people. Food gets more makeup than people. When you see that good old butterball turkey on TV and it's nice and brown, that's shellac. Straight up shellac. When you see that nice cup of brewed coffee and it got the bubbles on it, that's dish soap. Okay? Dish soap. When you see the burgers and the bright colors of the ketchup and the mustard and this running and all that, that's paint. So just know, don't fall for the pictures. And you can Google, makeup, paint, and what makes food look good on television and all that, and you will see that food gets more makeup than people. So they have whole photo shoots for food, the same way that they do for people to get you to buy stuff. So just don't fall for it. So, when you are going somewhere and you about to drive somewhere, like Vincent and Pat is driving somewhere right now, you have your GPS, right? And you know the direction that you're going. You put your address in, you put your phone or your GPS, and you follow it. It's going to lead you to the destination. So similarly, if your destination is a healthy body in an affordable grocery tab, you need to have direction. The supermarket is highly complex. And so every turn, you can either get closer or further away from your GPS direction. So by creating a grocery list and staying focused on what you want to buy leaves you less susceptible to buying things with these tactics and impulse purchases that they set you up for when you go. The other thing is, when do you shop? Everybody seems to shop on Saturdays and Sundays, right? Well, why don't you shop on Wednesday night in the middle of the week? There's studies that shows that people who shop when the store is less crowded, they don't feel rushed, they're not in a hurry, so they're going to take their time, they're going to buy what they came in to buy. You're going to be able to get in and get out because the store is not going to be crowded. Do you know, as you are going through the store and standing in the line, you are looking at more things on the shelves, on the checkout counters. They have gotten hip to that. Some of these stores got these whole mazes of product, so that as you are working your way through the maze in the store, you walking past more and more things that you shouldn't buy. Some so unhealthy stuff in those. The next thing is, you want to get a cart. You want to get a cart so that you are not feeling stressed or overly rushed, because if you carry a basket and you put too many things in a basket, you start getting, oh, let me hurry up. Let me put this in here. And so you're putting all this stuff in, and before you know what the basket was like, now you got it all up here, and it causes some undue stress that makes you make purchases that you wouldn't normally buy because you grabbing stuff in a hurry because you just really want to put the cart down. And if you are a person of a certain age and you are in the store trying to figure out what you need to buy, don't forget to bring your reading glasses, because you want to be able to see what those first, second, third ingredients are on this food that you are buying, because the front of the product says one thing. That's usually where all the deceptive stuff is. It's not till you turn it around and read the small print that you actually know what's in it. And my rule of thumb is, if you can't pronounce it, you probably shouldn't eat it. And again, we talked about, living on the edge, being around the edges of the store where all of the good stuff is. There's so much good food in the outskirts. That's where you're going to find all of your stuff. And then be careful in stores like Whole Foods and stores that have buffets. You want to stay away from that stuff, because they will put, some of the calorie count there, but in the baked goods and all that, if you notice, they don't have the calorie counts there. You have to go to the website to get the calorie counts. So it's not on the food. Whole Foods will pack cupcakes. Those they have 480 calories per cupcake, but they don't tell you that. The only way you're going to get that information is if you go to their website. Now, who going to the website to find out about a cupcake? Nobody, and they know that. So people will end up buying more foods and higher calories, because it's gonna make you buy it, because you can't see what the damage really is. Then, how about this? They make junk food look gourmet. So the more expensive a product seems to tend, more fancier packaging, more fancy decorated and all that kind of stuff, fancy fonts and labels, all of that helps to justify the higher prices, but it makes you think that it's really worth that much more. But really, it's just a piece of cake. It's a piece of cake, or it's some candy, or it's some kind of junk food that is going to run up your blood pressure and diabetes and all that kind of stuff, because you can't even see the forest for the trees, as they say, because they got it packaged so nicely. So, sometimes even when we go into these specialty markets and they're supposed to have everything in the store, it's supposed to be healthy, we think it's going to be, but there's so many things that are not healthy in healthy stores and healthy restaurants. They estimate that people double or triple their calorie counts by going to stores that they think are healthy. So, we found out that, this, what is it? The Journal of Consumer Research, they said the next time you reach for a package of Whole Foods organic fruit and nut granola, 1 cup of this healthy product contains 500 calories. But they don't tell you that. They don't tell you that. And so, and then the other thing, like I know in Whole Foods, they have this whole line of this bulk stuff that you can lift up the thing and put it in there. There's no calorie counts there either. And so when you go there, you go and you buy all these things in bulk. You don't even know you're filling your own bag. You're scooping your own stuff. And so by the time you do all this, you've dished out more calories and don't even know how much you had. So buy your basic staple spices and grains and legumes in bulk, maybe your beans and stuff in bulk. But snacks, always use serving sizes and calorie counts. If you buy that stuff in bulk, you don't know what it is you're doing. So don't fall for that. We talked about staying away from the buffets because there's no labels to tell you what the nutritional value is of everything that you're eating. You're eating all these things, and these chain stores put all this stuff, and some of it is healthy and some of it is not. You got real, this and that. So you don't want to, you want to stay away from that. I was so surprised to find out that they, according to this Eat This Not That, turkey bacon is less healthy than pork bacon because of all of the things that they do to the turkey. I know, Pat. I see you. I know. Listen, I don't eat pork because it's all full of salt and all that kind of stuff. But some of this turkey bacon is just as bad as pork bacon. It's ridiculous. And then, they have us in this prepared food aisle, and you thinking that you're going to grab a rotisserie and all this kind of stuff. Those prices are so much higher than if you just went home and cooked it yourself. They're making $14 billion by you grabbing that rotisserie on your way out. I'm guilty of it. I do it all the time. Good morning. Good morning. Then the next trick is avoid the Vegas effect. You know what that means? We go to Vegas, right? And you in a casino, ain't no windows. You can't see what time it is. You can't see whether it's light or dark. Well, they got the same thing going on in the supermarket. The windows are usually in the front, and they don't have no clocks. Most of them don't have no clocks. The windows is in the front. You're flooded by all this artificial light, so you just can end up just walking around trying to find this and trying to find that. That's why it's important to stay in the perimeter. Go with your list so that you know, and that's how you end up with these multiple junk foods and all those different things. So, and when you get down the snack aisle, that is the most temptationist aisle to go down. All of these things are so full of calories. Just the smallest packs have the highest calories. It's all fake food. So you want to skip on going in that aisle. You want to stay out that aisle if you want to. How about this? There's also a study that says if you check your own self out, use self-checkout, your purchases will drop 30% for women and 16% for men if you use the self-checkout aisle. Maybe because you see everything that you're buying. So, 80% of candy and 61% of salty snacks are purchases because of impulses. But when you are in that checkout aisle, you're like, I don't need that. But if somebody else is running your food through, then you're not paying attention. You just like, yeah, throw that up there. Yeah, I'll take that. And so, these people, they really have what they think you want, and they get us every time. So remember to know that they are setting you up as you go in each aisle. There's all based on clout as they are sitting there. So whoever has the most clout is going to be at your eye level, and whoever has the most clout is going to be at your children's eye level. So there comes the next trick. When you go to shop for cereal, Go by yourself. Don't take your kids. They have that cereal aisle set up for your children so that when you go in there, good morning, sunshine. When you go in there, they have it set up for you to see the healthy bad stuff at eye level and for your kids to see everything they showed them on a TV commercial at their level. So shop alone. They say the cereal industry spends $229 million to advertise to children. To children. That is the most advertised to children section of the entire supermarket. The next trick is you want to scan for unknown brands, store brands. A lot of times the store brand is made by the actual name brand. And when you turn them around, they have exactly the same ingredients. So take a look and see what the ingredients are. There was a whole lawsuit that was filed because somebody was saying that one thing was better than the other, and they end up having this lawsuit filed against Sara Lee, and the people won against Sara Lee for the way that they were advertising. So Sara Lee had to pay the supermarket, and some of these other store brands filed this lawsuit against Sara Lee as well, saying that they were pushing out the no names or the lower so quote unquote lower quality brands. And so sadly, these lesser known brands are often more healthier and more affordable than the big name counterparts. And sometimes you will find that these less known brands are made by the bigger brands because they're trying to get both money. They're going to get the money of the people who can afford the name brand, and they're going to get the money from the people who can afford the store brand. So they're getting both of the monies. That's like DirecTV also owns Sling, the streaming service. So if you just want to stream, you can get Sling, and that's from DirecTV, so they're going to get that money. But if you have DirecTV, they're going to get that money too. So people are double dipping, dibbling, dabbling, and all kinds of stuff. So it's okay to go generic, because I'm telling you, a lot of times it's the same folks. When you are reading, canned foods may be wallet friendly and look easy to cook with, but watch out because there's some belt busting pitfalls in canned goods. The first and foremost is high sodium content. Unhealthy packing materials like oils and syrups. If you have to buy canned foods, look for low sodium options and canned meats like tuna packed in water, not oil. Avoid anything quick. Quick trips, running to the store, trying to buy a little bit of this and a little bit of that. If you go there without thoughtful planning, I tell you, you will buy so much of the wrong stuff. So it's good if you keep like a notepad on your refrigerator and make your notes throughout the week so you know exactly what you need. That will avoid these extra quick trips and cut down even on your gasoline bill. If there's things that you can buy in bulk, buying your beans or things like that, you can do that. You don't need 2-gallon drums of like pickles, but just focus on items that won't spoil, like paper products, some frozen foods. Some of these shopping clubs will allow big discounts, and that again is going to save you trips, which is going to save you on your gas. So we want to do that. And so if you are trying to watch your weight, a box of crackers costs $4 and then the other one costs $4.50. But before you assume the $4 one is cheaper, take a closer look at the net weight because they are changing. Remember when ice cream used to really be a full gallon in the thing, and now it's like 12 ounces, but it's the same price? They are shrinking the packaging and charging more money. So pay attention to the weight of your products. And whenever you can, you want to eat local. You want to stay local. Your local farmers market, your produce department, where all of these farmers markets and things like that for local harvesting and all that, that is the best food that you can get, especially seasonally shopping. Seasonally shopping. I remember one time going to Whole Foods and asking for corn. And it was like, corn is not in season. So we only shop in season. So if you find that certain things that are at the supermarket, they have traveled a long way to get there. A lot of times they're picking these things way early and then letting them ripe as they come to you. So you want to try to do as much local and farmers market as you can. Don't forget to eat before you shop. Oh my goodness. Eat before you shop, so that you won't be eating. You ever see the people that they so hungry they end up with a bag of chips in the store and they eating them? I'm gonna pay for them when I get out, but I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat this now. End up eating all these empty products. There's a study that says if the store is cooking food and you smell the food, you will stop what you're doing and go eat something. It may not necessarily even be whatever it is that they're cooking, but you will end up eating because you smell the food. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. The other thing is when you are sad, when you are feeling bad, we don't want to do retail therapy at that time. No retail therapy in the grocery store, no retail therapy in any store, because that is when you are willing to spend, according to a study that was done by the journal Psychological Science. They said the participants who watched a sad video clip were willing to pay 4 times more for a product than those who watched a neutral clip about nature. So don't go shopping because you're sad. And so the way we want to spend more time in the produce department is because we want to linger in there longer so that we can learn the stuff that's in there. The longer you stay in there, you'll find more things that you'll be able to get. One of the things that I do if produce is on sale, I will buy more of it, but I will like if bananas, I will take them home. I'll get a whole big bundle of them. And I'll take all the skins off, cut them up, and I will put them in my own plastic freezer bag and put them in the freezer, stack them up, and use them as needed for my smoothies. And so if you are somebody who is being healthy and wants to, especially after reading that they allow mites in the frozen broccoli, I don't know what else they allow in the frozen fruit and the frozen this. Get your own stuff, freeze your own stuff. We want to do our little stuff together. And so there's a study that says consumers who shop in a counterclockwise pattern, according to the study from Wharton School, they said the shoppers who peruse the produce aisle first spend more time and money in the store, but when you do produce last, you spend less time and money in the store. So I was excited to learn that. Organic foods, I don't know. It's a lot of things around that. Foods can, cost between 20 and 100% more than their conventional counterparts. So that's why it's important to get the Dirty Dozen. The Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. The Dirty Dozen is 12 things that you should always buy organic. And then the Clean 15 is things that you can buy that are not organic, that you can wash the produce off. Like on a Dirty Dozen is tomatoes, apples, I believe spinach is there, strawberries are there. Those things, the pesticides actually get inside the fruit and you cannot wash it off. And that's why you can. Now, every once in a while, if you buy it conventional, it's not going to kill you. Our body's just set up to, to be okay. So it's all good. So however you need to do it is fine. But definitely Google that, Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen. Dirty Dozen and Clean 15. Beautiful doesn't mean delicious. Sometimes things look good, but they are waxed and glistening, looking perfectly symmetrical and all that. But often the irregularly shaped foods, slightly visible imperfections on the outside, means there's a world of flavoring inside. So, do a little bit of research when you are, picking certain fruits, especially if you don't really know how. There's ways to do that. I remember reading somewhere that you literally can smell fruits and vegetables to smell if they're ripe or not. And so, wash your hands and, check your fruit out. It's usually really good when fruits are sturdy and the skin is taut. The peels are really the telltale signs of freshness. You can tell when something is fresh or not. And again, you want to shop in the seasons. Chilean tomatoes and South African asparagus aren't always in season. So you want to shop when things are in season. So you want to know what the seasonal fruits are. When you are going to buy meat and fish, you definitely want to buy the best source, but talk to your butcher. Ask questions. Ask them what his favorite is. Ask them about how fresh something is. Ask the questions when you come up and you see, certain fish or seafood or steaks that you want to buy. Ask questions about it so you know that you're getting the freshest and best cut, most clean cut of meats. Fish, when you think about fish, they say the smaller fish are better because the bigger the fish are, the more they're full of mercury and pesticides than the larger fish. So these larger fish are eating the small ones and all that. And so you end up with more mercury and bad stuff in there. Big fish like swordfish and shark and tilefish have a bunch of mercury and things like that. But sardines and anchovies, they're smaller. They don't have as much of that stuff for you. So let's see. Get in touch with your wild side. They talk about making sure that, there's other types of meat that you can use, like ostrich and bison and venison. And these have just as much protein and iron as beef and pork, but have less fat and fewer calories. And so that is always something great. And again, if you're not going to eat it tomorrow, then you can buy it frozen or freeze it yourself. Let's see. Skip things that have high sodium. That's so important. There's certain things that you can buy, again, like beans and stuff that take up more freezer space. Freezer is less energy to burn. So you can do that. And I think there's some fish guide in here that I wanted to share. And let me see, where's the fish? Oh, the host has ended the meeting. He done pushed the button again. Let me find the fish guide while he try to find his way back. But definitely look for this book. Oh my goodness, this book is so amazing in that it gives you, so much stuff that you can trade out for. I'm excited, to be able to trade out some of these things because, it really behooves us to do just that. So let's see. So it says, when you look at things that are high and low in contaminants, so wild Alaskan salmon is low. Farm rainbow trout is low. Pacific halibut is low. Farm catfish is medium. Farm tilapia is low, but we know tilapia is fake, so we're not eating that. Yellowfin tuna, medium. Farm salmon is very high. So farm raised salmon is a no-go. No-go. Mahi is also low. Swordfish is a big fish, so it's very high. So you don't want to eat too much of that. Grouper is medium. Atlantic cod is medium. And Chilean sea bass is medium. So you want to eat the ones that are low. And then there's a color code when it comes to picking your produce. When you pick blue and purples, like blueberries, blackberries, purple grapes, plums, raisin, and eggplants, these are good to keep your memory sharp and reduce the risk of cancer and even prostate cancer, right? When you pick green like kiwi, honeydew, spinach, broccoli, romaine, lettuce, Brussels sprouts, and cabbage, that protects your bones, teeth, and eyesight. When you eat things that are white, pears, bananas, mushrooms, cauliflower, onions, garlic. That helps to lower cholesterol, the bad cholesterol, and reduce the risk of heart disease. When you eat reds like watermelon, strawberry, raspberry, cranberry, cherries, tomatoes, radishes, and red apples, they help to prevent Alzheimer's and improve the blood flow to your heart. And lastly, the yellows and the oranges, like oranges, hold on, like oranges and grapes, peaches, cantaloupes, mangoes, and pineapple, squash, and carrots boost your immune system and help to prevent eye disease. So I hope this was so helpful to you all. Listen, you got to manage this supermarket stuff in a way that, is almost secret squirrel, man, because it is crazy how they will have you eating things that we don't even know that we eating. So be mindful again. So you want to absolutely shop the perimeter of the supermarket where all of the produce is. You want to shop counterclockwise. You want to go with a list. You want to use your cart, not a handbasket. And I know that handbasket thing is real, because when I hold the basket, I want to get out, and I'm carrying so many other things that I shouldn't even be getting, because I'm trying to hurry up because I want to put the cart down. I want to put the basket down. So hold on, I'm getting back on with my folks that kicked me out. I don't know why they kicked me out. I don't know why y'all kicked me out. Y'all kicked me out. All right, there we go. Hold on. Let me see here. Technical difficulties. Okay, there we go. All right. Can you hear me now? 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 Cool. So the last thing that I wanted to share was the fish list, and then the color code for the fruits and vegetables. Let me find the fish list again, since you missed it when I shared it the first time. So it's a little repeat for a couple people. So when you are considering fish, right, the problem with fish is the pesticides, the antibiotics, the mercury, all of that. So there's certain fish that are higher in those levels and some that are lower. So wild Alaskan salmon is very low. Farmed rainbow trout is very low. Pacific halibut is very low. Farmed catfish is medium. Yellowfin tuna is medium. Farmed salmon is very, very high. So we don't want any farm raised salmon at all. It must be wild caught. Mahi is low. Swordfish is very, very high because it is a big fish. Grouper is medium. Atlantic cod is medium, and Chilean sea bass is medium. So you want to do wild caught things. And so when it comes to your produce, there is a color code. So when you are buying produce, these colors all mean something different. So blues and purples, like blueberries, blackberries, purple grapes, plums, raisins, and eggplant, all help to keep your memory sharp and reduce the risk of many types of cancer, including prostate cancer. The next one is the greens: kiwi, honeydew, spinach, broccoli, romaine lettuce, Brussels sprouts, cabbage. They protect your bones and your teeth and your eyesight. Anything that is white, like pears, bananas, mushrooms, cauliflower, onion, garlic, they help to lower your LDL cholesterol and reduce the risk of heart disease. The reds: watermelon, strawberries, raspberry, cranberry, cherry, tomatoes, radishes, and red apples. They help to prevent Alzheimer's disease and improve the blood flow to the heart. And lastly, yellows and oranges. Oranges, grapefruit, peaches, cantaloupe, mangoes, pineapple, squash, carrots, all benefit your immune system and help to prevent diseases of the eye. So when you are going to the grocery store, the first and foremost, we're going to eat first. so that we're not shopping on an empty stomach. We are going to take our list with us, and we are going to stick to our list for the most part. We're going to shop the perimeter of the store. We're going to shop it in a counterclockwise way. Spend the most time in the produce aisle. We're going to try not to go in any of the middle aisles unless you are going for like cereal or oatmeal. Absolutely, we should be eating the rainbow. Your plate should be happy and full of joy. That's the only way I eat. If my plate is not happy and full of joy, I probably don't even want what's on there. I don't eat sad food. If they bring me sad food in a restaurant, I will give it back. My food must be happy like me. I think if you eat sad food is going to make you sad too. So I don't eat sad food. You know how sometimes food looks sad and it's wilted on the plate that don't look right, but they served it to you anyway, or some of it is burnt and it's like, wait, what happened? Like, this don't look nothing like what's on the menu. I need y'all to take that back. I sent food back this recently 3 times because it was terrible every single time. Every single time. I'm like, finally, the manager came over and said, what is the problem? The food don't look like the picture. The food looks sad. So whoever is cooking is probably sad and they putting out sad food. So maybe you should get somebody else to take their place. I don't do that. So again, shop the perimeter, self-checkout so that you don't check out more things, and just know that, the supermarket is full of tricks. So don't fall for them. Read your labels, take your reading glasses, and I promise you that you will be able to navigate the supermarket, tricks or no tricks. Back to you, Mr. Satchel.
OMG. Oh, the freak MG. Hold on, Darlene. I'm so glad that you were talking the way you talking over there right now. Like you said, first and foremost, how many of us, right? You said, what did you call it? What kind of therapy is that called?
Retail therapy.
Okay, and then you said people go out and eat for therapy too.
Yes.
Well, why would you get sad food? Yeah. Why do we think like I'm just asking you these questions?
Yes.
You can you do me a favor real fast?
Yes.
And show that book you have right now that you I want you to show.
It's called Eat This, Not That. It is it's a supermarket survival guide, and I really only touched the surface. They go into what juices to drink,
right.
This juice versus that juice. They got the worst beverages in the store. This one Snapple antioxidant water got just as much calories as 3 bowls of honeycomb cereal. So it got all these beautiful pictures. It outs a lot of people. All these frozen things, frozen beef entrees, eat this. It got healthy choices on here saying, nope, don't eat that. Marie Calendar is on here talking about how many calories it is, and banquet crock pot, like all this quick stuff. Like, this is stuff that we used to make ourselves scratch. So it's just telling you, don't buy that crap. Make your own food. So it's going into, look, eat this, not that. So
who wrote that?
It is by David Zenko and Matt Golding. Last name is spelled Z like zebra, I-N, C like cat, Z like zebra, E-N-K-O. David Zenko and Matt Golding. And so, it says this is no diet or weight loss solution. It is how to swap foods that you will save 10, 20, or 30 pounds or more by changing what you grab out of the grocery store. Yeah.
Well, you said a lot of stuff today.
I did.
There was one thing you said. You said in the very beginning, you were saying things that they say they got this, yet the calories are different or whatever it is. They say that it is, but it's not.
Yes.
So I really got a question for you now.
Yes.
Who governed all of this?
Supposedly the FDA, right?
Okay.
But what we found about the FDA and other people who are responsible for food and food additives, that a lot of their leadership is people from the food industry.
Okay.
So they're asking them to govern themselves, to use the honor system. You know, the people that's putting all of the antibiotics and food in the beef actually sit on the boards at the FDA. So the FDA is the people that's supposed to protect us, but the people that's supposed to protect us got what they got foxes in the hen house. So there are no protections. You have to protect yourself. You must protect yourself.
The fox in the hen house.
Yes, the foxes in the hen house eating up the hens that they supposed to be protecting. No.
Oh Lord Jesus. I can't with y'all today. Not today, okay? Not today.
Listen, tell the truth, shame the devil.
Wow. All I can say is thank you so much, Darlena, as you just hooked us up right now. We are so informed right now. Y'all give it up for Darlena Rose. Boy, I swear to God, you going to make it hard down. Don't go to... Look, I'm always hungry when I go in the store for some reason.
Look, a lot of people go to the grocery store hungry. That's why you need to just have your snack before you go. Even if you drink water before you go, that's going to put something in your stomach. You're not going to fall for everything that they got. Like these stores, like you go in Trader Joe's now, they got a whole sample section. They got samples in every section. Oh, yeah, that's good. Let me buy that. And you end up buying it. You don't look at the nutritional count. You don't look at anything. You just, that tastes good. I'm buying it.
Yeah.
We fall for it every time. For it every time.
Bam. So, Lily's here. Hey, boo.
Hey, boo.
Anyway, Darlena, excellent job, guys. All I can say is happy Thanksgiving.
It will be a happy Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is one time a year. So, indulge, enjoy, be with your families, in these small social distanced gatherings, be safe and, all that kind of good stuff. Have what you enjoy. And, Friday is a new day.
New day. And the thing here is, guys, you got to hear. You know what I like about Darlena? Darlena, she happens to tell us everything we shouldn't do, but she always got something like really good to like, bam, like don't go to, go to the store on Wednesday night at 1:00 in the morning, right?
Yes. No, really like Wednesday
those are little things.
Wednesday after work, Wednesday after work, some people work so somewhere around 8, 9 o'clock is nobody in the store on Wednesday because people wait until the weekend and go. And you go in the store, you can't. The line is long on Saturday, the line is long on Sunday because everybody is getting ready for the following week. So you got to do all that. Tawana Ross is on my Facebook Live telling me, so we're gonna turn that whole list into your next book next week.
What about that?
She funny. She not, but the funny thing is she not playing. But that it's best to go during the week. During the week, nobody else is outside, and if you can go during the week, during the day, that's the best time to go. There's nobody in the supermarket.
Well, that was a good segment there, guys. Hey, Roderick, you got out of that one today, bro. Tomorrow we're gonna have you first thing up here. I'm looking at the story, guys. Huh? Oh, class tomorrow?
Oh, tomorrow's Thanksgiving.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be weird. Look, normally I would say come up there in the mornings and just be on class, but I know a lot of people are be cooking that time in the morning. Mm-hmm. So there will be no class on Thursday. We'll be back here on Friday. That's an excellent statement. Yeah, well, so we thank you for coming out and making it your duty to be here today, right? We thank you so much. And we are grateful and thankful for you as well. So I'm excited. Y'all better get excited. Tonight I will be doing a call on cryptocurrency.
Awesome.
If you look, let me give you a update. Cryptocurrency is now 19,000 for 1 Bitcoin. It was down to 400 when we should have gotten it. When you should have got it. Like if I showed you the date, it would really mess you up. If you really understand this thing the way I'm going to teach it today, at 8 o'clock, we will have that class. Awesome. So, thank you very much, Darlene. God bless. Take care and take charge of your life, because if you don't,
somebody else will.
The government.
Oh, my goodness. Facebook family, YouTube Live, Periscope. Thank you so much for watching. Those of you watching the replay, thank you for watching. I hope that this has helped you and will give you some guidance as you peruse the grocery store, the supermarket secrets that they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know. So bye for now. Thank you for watching. Tawana, I don't know. Oh my goodness. All right. What an amazing, amazing class. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a message or comment. I thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.